Good morning, everyone. I am Marilyn Espino, and today I am one of the demonstrator for the topic gender, popular culture, and media. And since we are done discussing about the three subtopics of the gender, popular culture, and media, which are the mass media and gender, the gender on television, and the symbolic annihilation of gender stereotypes. Since we are done about those three, now let's proceed to the sexualization of girls and women in media. So before that, let me ask you a question. What is sexualization? If you hear the word sexualization, what comes up into your mind? So sexualization is about the act of attributing sexual characteristics to individual, often resulting in the objectification of women and girls. This phenomenon is prevalent across various media platforms, contributing to societal norms and expectations around female sexuality. So sexualization is all about setting certain characteristics to a woman, often resulting in objectification. So this is all about setting a standard to a woman's beauty, which results into objectification, which is nahimo na siyang standard sa usa ka babae or sa usa ka woman, and along the way it becomes a stereotype, which nakakatag na siya around several platforms like media, which nakakontribute na siya nga mahimo na siyang societal norms, which is nahimo siyang standard sa usa ka tawo. So that is sexualization, which is setting characteristics, setting standards, setting behavior of someone. Nga mahimo na siyang goal or like the norms sa usa ka society or sa usa ka community. So what is sexualization in media, since we are talking about media in this topic? So sexualization in media, this is about sexualizing girls and women in media, refers to the portrayal of females as primary sexual objects, often valuing their appearance over their character, intelligence, or capabilities. This phenomenon is widespread across various platforms, including television, movies, music, videos, advertising, and social media. So this is all about using women's body, using women's beauty in order to portray something, in order to advertise something, even though it is already not related to the body. Bisan og dili related sa women's body, they still use women's body or appearance in order to advertise, in order to promote, or in order to reach certain ratings. So, in sexualization, the character, the behavior, or even the attitude of someone, or especially women, doesn't matter anymore. Because for them, ang magmatter is ang body or ang beauty. So, they already not invalidate, but mura na nila gi-decline or gi-avoid, gi-kuha na nila ang standard nga about character, intelligence, even though how successful are you, or you are, it doesn't matter. Bisan kung wala ka maka-reach sa beauty standard sa mga tao. And as well as it is very widespread across various platforms like social media, television, music, videos. Kay mo naman na advertisements, kay mo man na siya kasagarang gigamit, which is ang women's beauty or kanang ilahang body. So next is, what is sexualization in media? So mo to kong gingon ganina. So in media, it includes the portraying women and girls in revealing clothes, especially in advertisements. Di na siya mawa if you are conducting advertisements, if you are shooting in advertisements. Kasagarang good sa mga gipangsuot sa women is very daring or mga showy kaayo nga mga clothes like bras, sports bras, mga sleeveless, or even nga kaning dili na sila mag-bra, ang itabon na lang is lang hairs. I know some of you already see that kind of advertisement in social media or even mga photo shoots. Why does people often adopt that kind of concept? It is because mo na nauso, and people tend to always follow the trends nga bisan og dili na siya kaning di na siya appropriate. Kay ilagya po na siyang gisuno. Next is emphasizing physical appearance over intelligence, character, or achievements. As what I've said ganina, even though you are successful, even though you are intelligent or have a good character, it doesn't matter if you don't have the physical appearance. If wala ka ani, if wala kay beauty, if wala kay body nga ikapang hambog, then you are not considered as beautiful. You are not considered as a beauty or pretty if wala ka na. Even though you had a good character, even though you are successful, it doesn't matter to people. Kang ilaha is they are focused on the physical appearance of someone. So next, positioning female characters as submissive or sexual provocative roles. For example, kaning mga movies. Like, even though may imuhang role dira is not kaning dili ka siya primary or dili ka siya important, but still the directors, the producers, or any kaning nga appeal sa film, kay they tend to sexualize women. They tend to let women wear revealing clothes in order for them to nga mo appeal, maka-appeal sila sa audience. Kay bisag minor kinayang roles dira, as long as matatak ka sa kuna-kuna sa mga tao, muna ilahang main goal. Then using women's body to sell unrelated products, wherein they use women to advertise their products in order to create, or not in order to create, but in order to achieve certain ratings or certain goal na mahitabo sa ilahang product nga gi-advertise. Bisag unrelated na kina siya sa bodies sa usa ka women. For example, scars. Kasaga kabantay mo nga mag-model ang like na mga models nga girls sa car nga wears revealing clothes, and that is very unrelated na kay like magbrara, mag-shorts, managdaan na siya sa beach, nag-endorse sa siyag summer vibes nila, di ba wala? So that's very unrelated. Food and technology. So, what is sexualization in media still? As what I've said a while ago, this is all about creating standards in media, using media. You are creating something, or you are setting standards of women in media. You are using these platforms in order to spread informations, in order to spread standards for women, in order to showcase the body, the beauty of women. The next is targeting even young girls with sexualized fashion, toys, and media content. For example, for fashion, sa unang kami t-shirt naman o pants ang mga suoton, but karon teens ang mga kids nowadays often kaning wear revealing clothes, kaning mga crop tops, and that is not very appropriate to their age because they are just kids, they are just children. But parents tend to let their kids wear these clothes because they think that is normal nowadays because of the sexualization in media, because of the widespread mga posting na makita nila sa social media or any kinds of platforms na makita nila nga ang mga kids nowadays mo punagi pang suot mo na sundon pud sa uban. That is the problem. Next is toys, like Barbie dolls. Do you think it's appropriate for kids to play dolls like kaning nasa picture? For me, it's not, because ang kaning kinds of dolls na mo pwede nga dolls unang, which is wala na ko siya ma-appreciate. I appreciate it, but wala na ko siya mabantayin nga it is very not kuan di ay dili siya advisable nga ipaduan na siya sa mga bata. Kay masud man sila huna good like kaning sa picture, like big boobs, there's the right curves with makeups. Do you think it's appropriate for kids to play this kind of toy? For me, it's not. Kay kanimo good siya nga kinds of dolls. Kay for adults siya, kay the body build. Do you think children can understand why women kay ang ilang masusunahuna pag idako nila inani ilang body, kay this is an adult type of kuan na mga doll, mga toys. It is an adult type na kay kaning nasa men sa aning about wear kani sa dolls, about their costumes or about their outfits. mabagay din niya siya sa mga bata, di ba dili? Mauna ang masunod sa niya sa mga bata ay masudsad sa mga sa mga bata nga mo isuot nila. It is because may nakita nila and they think it is right. They think it's appropriate even though dili din siya. Next for the sexualization in media. Now let's proceed to the historical background. So kung kay kani na-create man ang word na sexualization in media, now let's dig deeper about the historical background why this sexualization was made or nauso. So it started on early to mid 20th century, which is advertising, the rise of advertisements. So it began using female models to attract attention, reinforcing gender roles, women as homemakers, objects of desires, or symbols of beauty. For example, is kaning sabon or beauty soap. As far as I know or as far as I research, sa ako kung nakita, wala dyan ko kakita og mga beauty soap mag-model kay laki ang gamodel. Most of it are girls or women. Specifically kaning a certain product, Silka. Even though kaning mga Myra, kaya kasagaran din nagihimo nilang model is mga girls din siya. So I'm not telling di siya right, which is a very privilege nga women gid encouraged nga mo model og ani nga mo showcase sa beauty sa usa ka tawo. But it's not just girls who use this kind of soap. Though beauty soap, muna'y standard. Muna'y nakapait. Kaya if you hear the word beauty, it will really associate with women. Which is, dili raman babae ang matawag o beautiful. It can be men. Di po babae ang pwede matawag o pretty. Pwede sad ang men. So, kita ra sad tao ang nagsad hinaana nga kind sa standard. Kay kung inani lang nga beauty soap, dili raman women ang mogamit ani, but why women? So, they think that women can attract attention. They think a perfect body, a flawless skin, a very beautiful face can attract men, can attract buyers, can attract consumers. So that's why they use this kind of advertisement nga women ang ilahang i-model in order to attract buyers. Kay lagi ang mga women daw kanagay mga suyaon. So, inani makita sila, like very conscious ng women because of the sexualization. Women are, yung mga babae na conscious na, nahimo na silang mga very particular na sila sa ilang body. It is because of the sexualization in media. The standard that the people create in media. Kaya makapangutana magulan sila sa ilang self-worth. Makapangutana sila sa ilang kagalingon na manong inani ko niya sila kay na. So that's why ang kaning mga babae mapalit sila nga kanang certain product in order to achieve those beauty nga nasa model. Kung sila nasa model, manaasad nila. So that is their goal or mo na ilang mauputang sa kuna-kuna na dapat mainanasad sila kay mo may magganahan sa mga tao based on the comments na makita nila. Next is Hollywood. Introduced the femme fatale trope where women use their sexuality to manipulate men. And this is very known, especially in Hollywood movies, where ang mga main characters, kapitan, mga babayang main characters, then kana sila sa unang ilahang background is ping-apik na sila sa past nilang role. Dayon, pag years had passed, they were sa dato na baron sila, but in order to get, api-api sila sa una, in order to get revenge, they will use their beauty, they will use their body in order to avenge someone or to avenge that person. So, that is one of the historical background in the 20th century why sexualization worked. Next, the post-1960s sexual revolution. Relaxed censorship led more sexually explicit content in films and TV, and magazine and fashion industry began portraying more sexually suggestive imagery even in mainstream media. So, we all know that karon sa pagkakaron, a lot of people already use media even though nga dili pa appropriate age nag-use ng media, like mga bata. So, makita nila. Then, ang nakaproblema karon kay nag-lock na og censorship. Kay bisag kahibaw sila nga ang viewers kay dili ra mga adult, ilahag hapon ang i-release. Kahit ang ilahang goal is not the comfort or the kapakanan sa mga viewers. But ang ilahang sa mga products nowadays, ang ilahang target is makataas lag ratings, makasales sila dako, but they are not considering the consequences nga mahitabo if ilahan ng i-show or ilahan ng ipagawas. For example, explicit content in films, kanang mga sexualized na kaayo nga mga contents in films nga ipakita gyud ang mga dili ang nga ipakita sa movies or sa kaning mga films, even music videos, and also magazines and fashion industries. For example, ano is kaning mga magazines nga brochures nga na mga models dito about sa bra niya. Kana ba yung mga inaana kay digid malikayan, especially nasa house, ma-display ang magazine, makita sa mga bata. Then kana if makita na nila, makaana sa silang kagalingan. Alam mao din ay dapat nga women, mo din sa standards sa women. Kay ganahan sa sila may anak kay hindi sila mga pagsuot. Ma-encourage hinuon ang mga kabatan-on karon ang mag-inana, maset sa ilang muna nga muna siya standard, yung may nakita nila since birth. And it can be adopted, mahimong habit, up until ma-apply na sila nila sa ilahang self. Next is 1990s to 2000. Rise of MTV, where nauso na din ang mga music videos and celebrity cultures for films. So female artists like Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera were marketed in hypersexual ways. So what do you mean by this? Una gali kag marketed, which is de-promote. They are being promoted through very hypersexualized ways, which means they are marketed using their body, using their appearance. For example, Britney Spears sa MV niya or music videos for her songs. Kabantay mo siya music videos, she often wear revealing clothes. Mga bra, mga shorts, even Taylor Swift, naman sad na. Pero katlan na siyang mga niya, mga era, kaning mga adult era na niya. But nagya po na siya. Which why, ang reason na sila na nilang ilang nagibuhat is in order to attract more viewers. Internet enabled the rapid spread of sexualized images. So, ang unsa man day downfall ani, because of internet, in just one click, you can already spread a lot of pictures, a lot of information, na dili na siya angan ipakita sa kalaghanan. And reality TV, shows like America's Next Top Model and The Bachelor reinforce the value of appearance over substance. For example, ako nakakita man siya ng America's Next Top Model. And do you know Maureen? Maureen is a Filipina model. She's one of the Filipina nga nakadaog ana nga show. Adhang dapita, characters doesn't matter. Ang ilang i-judge ang mga contestant dito based on their appearance, based on their body. So this is one of the hypersexualization. Next is, lastly, the 2010 to present. So this is the happening in the modern times. So it's about social media still, social media. So, social media platforms like Instagram and TikTok accelerated the normalization of sexualized self-presentation, especially among teens. So because of social media, sa una na naman gino siya, but because of social media, mas napadali ang pag-spread sa standardized na kaning norms or beauty standards sa tao. Ay sa una, ang kanang beauty standard itabira na, kaya ang social media dili mag-uso. But karon in just one click, mag-create na kang big impact sa industry. Kay in just one post of your photo wearing revealing clothes, ikaw para nimo happy ka. But if you will go beyond in it, do you think tanang tao malipay ana, tanang babay malipay ana, di ba dili? Kaya may uban nga ang body nimo ug body niya dili same. And it can result to self-consciousness. Ma-consciousness sa silang kagalingon. Kaya especially sa imong post. If, for example, mag-post ko dito og revealing clothes, then daghan kayo sa comment na ni adore ni mo. So makaana ang mga viewers, dapat ingon di ay ko in order for other people to kaning praise me, in order for other people nga modaig dako So, munang mahimo siya standard, munang mahimo siya stereotype. So, sexualization became part of branding for influencers, celebrities, and even children's media characters. Kay tungkol sa social media, bisan dili na siya appropriate for viewers, kay ilang niya pong i-post. Ya, karon baya, kay dili na ba mo malipian bisig napay set nga age nga dapat magamit ng certain media. Kaya pwede ba na matikasan? Ikaw, dili ka kayo, waka kahibaw nga ikaw sige kag-share di ka nga kanang kain sa post din ang imong mga viewers, mga children, di ay mga bata or teens na dili pa na-appropriate para nila. But because of that, kaset na sila una nga okay ra na, kaya mo man ang ilang makita. So, next is the psychological impact. So, sa di mga impact ani nga kinds sa kuan, kinds sa action. So, di impact ani sa usa ka tawo. So, first is we have the self-objectification. As what I've said before, because of posts, because of those standards, it can really affect someone's mind. Psychological impact, it's all about the mental state of a person. So first, the self-objectification. Girls internalize sexualized portrayals and begin to view themselves through the lens of how others perceive their bodies. So instead of embracing your flaws, instead of embracing yourself, your natural self, your true beauty, you tend to change mong nauso ng mga kuan ron, surgeries, mga cosmetic surgeries. Okay, instead of accepting yourself, because of the norms, because of the societal pressure, you tend to change yourself. You tend to change what really is yourself, your original self. It is because may standard sila eh. Yeah, do you think, no, it's not a problem to change something in your body. Kung muna imong happiness, then it's not a problem. But the thing is, you are already kaning imo namang gi-consider sa show na siya kaning like maka-create siya og impact sa show. Then teenage girls in shows are frequently portrayed as overly mature and sexual. Like even though it's not kaning di na siya appropriate sa iyang age, they tend to trust that girl to portray as mature kay kaning, especially if lang sila og artist, dayon ganahan jud sila nga kana siya nga artista mo pa-portray na nga role. Though it's work, but it's very not kaning advisable nga himuon siya nga norm or himuon siya nga standard. The next is advertising. Women's body used to market everything from calendars to cars and common imagery women licking objects, lying in submissive poses, or being fragmented in body parts. So, ang pinakagrabe gid ani niya nga example no is kaning calendars, kaning calendar girls. Like they are model, yeah, nga naman should kung calendar girls kasi or kaning mga alcoholic drinks. Ang pamodelon kay babae yun. Then ang ilang mga posing is very submissive, very daring. And sa calendar, how is it, diba nag-mention ko nina nga, mag-advertise sila mga unrelated na siya nga things. Kaya nga, what's the connection between calendars and girls wearing revealing clothes? Diba nun? Except siguro nga ang concept is summer, which is very understandable if they are wearing swimsuits. Kaya kaning summer vibes naman siya, which is beach vibes. But calendar and cars, then women wearing bras, shorts, very revealing, dili na siya appropriate, very unrelated. Kaya unsa may connection na ilang duha di wala. So that is one of the sexualization of women. In order to have a lot of customers, in order to get a lot of customers, high rating, a lot of viewers, you will maghimo sila kaning tanang pamaagi in order to achieve their goals. Next is for music videos and video games. Music videos, female artists often pressure to present themselves as sexy to succeed, and dancers frequently shown in lingerie or swimwear performing provocative choreography. For example, is K-pops. Kaning mga though ang ilang mga clothes are not that revealing, but they are the example of sexualization. Kaning girl groups sa Korea or girl groups sa K-pop industry. Like, naging sila yung certain standard nga dapat mo meet ka ato in order to be one of them. Like, you have a thin body, white skin, fair skin, flawless skin. Then, they often wear short skirts or shorts. Kaning mga crop top nga mga shirts. Because kaning that is part of their marketing. In order for you to succeed, nga masikat ka, dapat waon jud nimo kung unsay ganahan sa mga tao. So that's why their management often kaning brand them like that. Muna ilahang wearing, muna ilang costume nga pirming suoton during their promotional video. Then video games, like female characters often hypersexualized. Like for example sa video games is kanang GTA or Mobile Legends. Kay ang di ba ang nakaset or beauty standard din sa mga women is kaning mga big boobs. So sa ilahang sa games kay ila gining include dito like ang appearance sa babae kay kanang then reinforms harmful stereotypes that women are prizes or decoration rather than protagonists. So instead of being the main character, instead of being the protagonist of the kaning video games or music videos, kay dili na ka ma-consider as like mo na ang uban mo tangag batasan or mo tangag respeto sa babae because of how they are marketed or yung sa sila pag-promote sa usaka kaning industry or sa usaka company. So next is the social media. So since we are talking about social media and social media is very adamant nowadays, social media filters and editing tools encourage unrealistic self-presentation. So, kasagaran gid sa mga filters, especially awahag kung makakita mo mga filters sa TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, kasagaran gid sa mga nagkabutang gali diri sa naman ay pictures no nga pag nga na-indicate nga mo na kaning sa filters kay mga babae gyud like nagali filters nga makausap sa imong ilong, muflat yung ilong kay mo taas, makapa oval shape sa imong hangnaw. Muna siya gitawag og sexualization. Kay kung kaning dapat kung babae daw ka kay gamay kag nang daw taas ang ilong. Mao na siya one of the example of it. Then trends like body aesthetic and fat summer girl popularize sexualized self-branding. And even preteen influencers upon adult-like styles and poses to gain likes and followers. In order to gain a lot of followers, viewers, they tend to kaning mo consider o solutions nga or kaning solution sa problem in order to get those kinds of viewers kay mo kung sila og inato mo resolve sila ginato nga solution para lang maka-gain og a lot of followers or and para makakwarta. So they use their body to gain money. So we are done with the media representation of women and girls. So lastly, we have the body images issues. A lot of women nowadays are already disrespected. And mahibong sila nga nang ingon-anaon sila sa mga tao, sa mga boys, nga nung pirmi man sila i-catcall. Kita girls, naka-realize ba ta why those people tend to disrespect us? So some reason why kaning ang mga boys kaya mo disrespectful nato girls, it's because of how we wear, how we saan na pagdala tong galingon. Kaya there are some girls manggod nga the way they dress is very inappropriate sa lugar nga ilang antuan. That's why there are a lot of boys sad na mo tatcon or mo disrespect mo. Di na siya maayo sa size of boys. Dili po na siya kaning wala ko mo nga encourage na tungod na to po ay wala ko mo nga sala na to why they tend to do that to us, but naka-contribute po sa factors why they are like that. So, sa body image issues, unrealistic beauty standards. Yes, that's right. Because each one of us are born to be unique. Like, natin kaguling yung characteristic or traits na halang sa Ginoo na to para mailhantang kita ta. Like, we are unique in our own way. But, due to media representation, how media promotes women, naka-create ang beauty standards na unrealistic. Like, with very not reachable, hindi good siya kaning like unrealistic na siya, like di siya mao ang reality because kanang beauty standards sa itong nakita, they are altered, like ang uban na nartokada na. Media promotes a narrow ideal kaning mga thin, tall, curvy in specific places, flawless skin and long hair. Every woman naturally fit these standards, yet they're presented as normal. Gamay ra jud nga mga bababayi ang naani nga certain traits kay nay uban ani kay mga inborn jud, ang uban sad is mga kaning altered na or mga retokada. Yan kaning sa ang nakasal sa beauty standard ga dapat daot, dapat taas, which is kung ano sa tuwa ang kaning nga certain traits is wala jud do na ay some girls nga nagid ani, but mostly sa ato ang manggod ang characteristic or traits sa mga Filipinos kani gyud tol. So that's why kung ano sa tuwa digid ka maingon nga gwapa if di ka taas, di ka daot, di ka curvy or di ka Coca-Cola body. So that's some of the issues about body images here in the Philippines. The impact on young girls. How does this unrealistic beauty standards impact on young girls? Girls as young as 6 express dissatisfaction with their body even though they are just 6 years old. Kay tungod sa social media, makita na nila nga unsa kuno kay ang beauty standard. Bisag 6 years old na conscious na sila sa ilang body. Mga nang dili sila ingon ana, kay mo man na ilang nakita. An increased risk of disordered eating, use of cosmetic products, and interest in plastic surgery. Yes, that's right. Sa katong ako nakita sa social media na ay 4 years old siya, kindergarten student, daycare student. Nga kaning bata pa siya but she's very exposed in social media. That's why Siya, bata pa gali siya, kahibaw na siya mag-makeup. Kailan mo sa anak ni Sofia Andres si Zoe? Kay siya, very exposed man siya sa iyang mga naa sa showbiz industry, so makita gyud niya og unsang work ang gibuhat sa iyang mama. That's why, bisag bata pa siya, she already know how to use cosmetics or makeups. And imagine, pila pa na edad anang batawa para siya kabot og I think 5 or 6 years old pa to siya. And that's very alarming nga. Mga bata nowadays, they already aware of that kind of kaning problem diri sa society. Like, hibaw na sila nga kaning mao din na siya standard na ikunuhay diri sa ato ang community or ato ang society, which is very not true kay ana siyang kind of standard gibuhat para sa siya sa mga tao. Then, because of that, kaning mga teenagers nowadays, hibaw na sila usaning diet, bisag wala pa sila sa proper age or like adult age, kay like ilan lang ipang buhat because they are already aware or conscious sa ilang body. Then lastly is the boys' perception of girls, because of the beauty standards that we girls or nga kita pod mga babae ang gaset, tungod ana maapektaran sad na ang how boys perceive or how boys see us. Tungod ana, boys exposed to sexualized media may develop objectifying attitudes towards women. Tungod sa ilang makita sa social media, bitan ka na nga certain tao kay muna nagipakita sa social media, muna nagisunod sa mga tao kay nag-idolize sila na ang boys makana sa sila nga more din siya very common nga personality sa women. So murag masul na sila hunahuna inani di ang mga babae. Then it can affect expectations in relationships and normalize gender inequality. Boys often kaning makakuha na sila sa ilang kaning self nga dapat ang ilahang in relationship kay ana nga kind sa body, ana kind sa beauty, ana nga kind sa body figure or appearance sa usa ka girls. So that is some of the issues nga body issues nga very common here in the Philippines. So that will be the last part of my report, which is the sexualization of women and girls in media. So to conclude, it is very important to be aware of how gender is portrayed in media, especially as consumers. So we can stop being passive consumers and be active about what is important instead of feeding into the unhealthy trap of this gender in human. So we people, we must be also a very responsible citizen, a responsible netizen, a responsible consumer, a responsible user, because kaning kita dapat ma-aware po ta sa ato surrounding. Why that certain problem happen? We must not see the kaning usara ka view. We must go beyond it. Kay na po man another perspective. So using media in promoting gender-sensitive media production is crucial in improving social gender relations. If media is to change the portrayal of women by projecting positive images of them in media, it will lead to improved gender relations and in society. So, karon manggod, ang media nagamit na siya sa pag-promote sa gender in a bad way. Dita ka na nga in a good way. Though na some people nga gigamit ang social media to promote in any nga kind sa movement na in a good way, but a lot of people really wala na nila ma-realize because as kaning ang uban nga nakataw nga tao nga niingon nga it's already their habit, so na-habit na daw, nahimo na siyang behavior and we cannot change that. So that's why we are not small to make difference, so we just need to start. So bisan og ganing we are not that sikat or we are not that famous kauban sa ubang influencers, but we must start it in ourselves. In order to change this stereotype, in order to change this sexualization, we need to started it in ourselves. Start ato siyang sugdan sa tong gagalingon. We need to change it first in ourselves before others, before promoting it to others. So that's it. Thank you for listening and watching.